Here, I know you're gonna dig this.
Well, for a second for one, and now they got the man trapped in third and tag him out. And 2nd and 2, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
Here, I know you're gonna dig this.
What's up, everybody? Hey, this is Thursday night football, baby. It's back. It's back. It's back. I don't know about you, but I'm a little excited. I'm just a little bit excited. We got some football back. Oh my goodness. Can't wait. Man, you guys, I got other activities going on in my life, so that's why I had to move my show to Thursday. And I might end up moving a show to a Friday real soon, because I do a lot of stuff with my high school, with the football team, the soccer team, all that good stuff. I love giving back to my community, love giving back to my alumni. So that's why we're on Thursday. It'll probably be a Thursday or Friday that we'll be doing our show this month. But again, hopefully you guys can stick and stay. Call in 512-543-4662. Today we don't have Mo on because Mo is I think taking care of his mother. And he has some other obligations. And we do got Dana on the line. Dana, are you out there?
Yes, sir.
All right. He got some news for you guys coming up real soon. I don't believe it, but I got to put it on the board because it's coming up anyway. But we got football on tonight, and I don't know if you guys can see that right there. That's the ring that the Los Angeles Rams won Super Bowl 2 years ago. That's the type of ring that everybody wants to have. That bling, that type of ring, come January, come February. This is what they're fighting for. This is definitely what they're fighting for. I know you're excited. Hopefully you got your fantasy football teams done, up and ready to go. Man, I got Patrick Mahomes as my quarterback. Woo! I'm telling you right now. All I can say is woo, because he's gonna light it up. He's gonna light it up, ladies and gentlemen. As long as he don't stay hurt, we're good. Because I think his bye week is week 11, something like that, week 13, and then I think I got I think I got Jared Goff as my backup. You know he's gonna sling the ball this year anyway, because Detroit supposed to be the team in the division that's gonna supposed to win everything, and so tonight, I expect this higher scoring game again. Last time they met, it was 55-53. I'm talking about Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes. And the Rams won that 55-53. That was the score. That was probably the higher scoring Monday night game or Thursday night game, or whatever night game that was. And I think that's the year that we've been on to win the Super Bowl. Jared Goff was no, I'm sorry. We didn't win the Super Bowl with Jared Goff. We lost to, I think, Seattle in the playoffs. Or we might have won Super Bowl and lost to the Patriots. I can't remember exactly when it was. But Jared Goff threw that thing against them. So it's going to be an exciting time. Tonight, man, I know I just bought a new TV, my bedroom, because it's not a smart TV. I got a smart TV because I decided to break down and get this NFL packet through YouTube television because I can't miss my boys. You see, I got my Browns gear on today. You know, I got my Browns gear on today. The Army gear, I got the Army gear on today with the Browns. You know, the ribbon and the flag and the hat. I got, yeah, I got it on today. I got it on today. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm excited. I'm really excited for this football season come up. I'm not too excited for the Rams. They already starting off with Cooper Cup not being able to play. He might be out for a while. The hamstring is really bothering him. Um, and most people know when it comes to hamstrings, those things don't heal very fast. It takes them a while. And even when you come back, you're not 100%. And I think the Rams are probably taking their time with this because, the analysts have them going 6-10. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they're 6-10 team, but um, they don't have them doing anything great this year. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams would go 0-3 or 0-4. Um, I think they probably would almost. I'm gonna say this tank the season to get the number one draft pick, um, which is my man coming out of USC, the quarterback. But that's another topic we're gonna talk about as well. So before I go on, I want to wish my nephew, Lael Frederick. He is number 1-5 today. 15. Man, I remember the little boy was born. You know what I'm saying? And now he's 15 years old. Voice a little change. He got a little peach fuzz on his lip. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got nothing on his chin. You know, I always tell him, I said, yo, just give me some, let me get some, put it on there and the cat lick it off, type of thing. You know, Uncle Kevin, he try to make his voice deep. You know, Uncle Kevin. I'll be like, yo, stop it, because his voice is going up and down right now. So his voice is changing. He's playing football against a school I don't like, never liked, and never will like. Um, and he deserved to be in the black and gray, not no green and white. But the funny thing about it is I do the score for my high school. So I do the score for the JVs, the freshman team. So he plays the last game of the season against Harrisburg Cougars, and I can guarantee the weather ain't gonna be the prettiest in October. And I'm gonna see how their season goes compared to how the Cougar season goes. And we might just put some push-ups on the line for this one. You know what I'm saying? We might just, okay, let's do this. Let's put some push-ups on the line. Let's see what's going on. But anyway, Leo, happy birthday to you, man. We wish you many more. 2015, that means you 1 year from getting your license. Lord have mercy. I'm so glad you ain't in my household because I don't know about you guys. My car insurance just went up again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I called him and I was highly pissed off. I ain't had no tickets, no traffic violations. And I'm trying to figure out how my car insurance has went up 3 times in the last year. And then I went to go look at some other car insurances. What I'm paying ain't that bad compared to what they were trying to give me. I was like, man, I have 2 vehicles, but I'm like, man, what is going on? It makes you want to think, it makes you want to not get all the bells and whistles no more because you got to pay for all of that. I'm like, the bells and whistles is, the anti don't turn to the left because a car coming and the car talk to you, the car park for you. All the car don't do is put gas in it. You know what I'm saying? But you got all these features. They telling me that's why your car insurance is going up because you got all these features. But the features are to keep you safe. I'm a little bit confused, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a little bit confused about this car thing. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he I ain't got to worry about that. My brother-in-law and my sister-in-law, I got to worry about the next 365 days from now about him getting his license, things like that. Also, I'm going to send my condolences out to my cousin, Eugene Roberts. Rest in peace, brother. He lives in the Frederick, Maryland area. He was a big coach down there. His service is going to be coming up on the 23rd, I think, of this month. So I'm going to try to make it down there. High school has a football game that Friday, so that Saturday morning I'll probably get up and go down there. I don't think it's that far ride to go down there. Pay my respects. And this is on my mother's side, and my mother's father side, which I'm very, very close to, is the person that passed away. Um, his mother was my grandfather's sister. Um, so I've always been close to all of them, so I have to, pay my respects to him as well. Um, to just let I always told my grandfather, I said, don't worry about it. When you go on, I'll take care of making sure that we represent anything, family reunions, cookouts, funerals, or weddings. I'm always gonna be there because I love this side of my family. They're near and dear to my heart. Grew up with pretty much most of them, so we do have that special bond there. Dana's father is doing okay, but Dana said he has COVID. Um, but it's not really affecting him that well. But when you have COVID now, and the thing about it is, guys and ladies and gentlemen, is if you're watching the news, COVID comes around during the wintertime because people are isolated inside the house, and certain things cause it to come about. If you think about it, that's why they wanted everybody when COVID first came out, wanted everybody to stay in their house, so they didn't catch COVID. So we're gonna keep Dana's father in prayer for that right there. Make sure he's okay. And move on. They're gonna move on. So let's talk about a little baseball, Dana. Um, now Dana's a Brave. I'm a Dodger fan, and it wasn't pretty.
I'm playing in the away game in St. Louis.
It was
It's ready for Christmas, man.
pretty. It was not a pretty series we started out, I think it was 1-0 or 2-0. And the first game in the Braves just hit a grand slam. The pitcher didn't pitch as well as he could have. And looked like that game they kind of gave it away. And at the end it was 8-7. And the Braves tried to give it back to us, and we was like, "Nah, we don't want it." Braves said, "Nah, take it. Nah, we don't want it." Hey, no, take the game. No, we don't want it. Will you take the game? And I said, "No, we don't want the game. You can have it." In the other two games, they were close games, but it stuck it to us. I think we won the last. I think they took 3 out of 4 from us. We won the last game, but now we done lost 2 in a row to the Marlins, which has always given us a problem since they've been in the league. So, but Dana just said that his boys is giving games away. They've lost since beating us. They lost 3 in a row. But we're gonna go over it. We're gonna start from the top and down to the bottom. Major League Baseball standing 2023 standing. Right now, American League, Baltimore Orioles are 88-51. They're 3.5 games in front of the Tampa Bay Rays. That's gonna be a fight to the finish, ladies and gentlemen. A fight to the finish. I think the Braves is the only team in the American League. I'm sorry, and the Braves and the Houston Astros, the two teams in the American League that has not lost more than 30 games on the road. Okay, and you got my hateful pinstripers, the Yankees. The Yankees are in last place at 70-69. They are 18 games out of first place. Now check this out, ladies and gentlemen. They hot though because they won 5 in a row. They won 5 in a row. Now they're gonna want to win when the season's almost in. Was that a rhyme? It came right on time with a rhyme. Season end, you know what I'm saying? What it is. Then we got the Central Division. Minnesota Twins were 73-67. They're 6 games above Cleveland Guardians who are 67-73. That's pretty much a lock. Even though the Guardians are 67-73, they have a 2.1% chance of making the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. 6 games. So the best thing they can do is try to win that division. And right now, look, the Twins is running away from it. This is very interesting out west. The Seattle Mariners was rolling, baby, rolling. You got the Houston Astros though are 80-61. They won 3 games in a row. They're 7-3 last 10. Their percentage of getting to the playoffs is 98%. Seattle Mariners are 78-61. They're 1 game out of first place with the Houston Astros, but they were in first place for a minute. They won 1 game. They found 5 in the last 10. They have an 83% chance of making the playoffs. Check this out, ladies and gentlemen. The Texas Rangers were 76 and 63. They had been in first place for the majority of the season, and their chances of making the playoffs is 51%, ladies and gentlemen. 51%. That's crazy. That's crazy right there. Now, in the National League, you got the Atlanta Braves, who are 90 and 48. Got the best record in the majors right now, right? They are the only team in the National League to only have 24 losses on the road. 24 losses on the road, 24 losses at home. Only one has is 24. Only one has less losses than them, or same as the Dodgers. They got 24 losses at home. Just remember though, the Dodgers they lost 3 to them right there. They lost 3 games to Atlanta out in LA. So you got the Braves who are 90 and 48. They've lost 3 games in a row. They're 64 in the last 10. They have a 99.9% chance of making the playoffs. Them other pinstripe team, the Philadelphia Phillies in red, are 77 and 62. They're 13 and a half games out of first place. They won 1 game. They're 64 in the last 10. They have a 97.8% chance of making the playoffs. The Miami Marlins are 72 and 67. They have won 6 in a row. They're hot. They're 7 and 3 in the last 10. They have a 35.5% chance of making the playoffs. The Dodgers lost 2 to them. And I think the Dodgers are probably cruising right now because they're 13 games up. They can't do no worse than they're 7 games in front of Milwaukee, and they're 6 games behind the Braves. And I think if they were to have won those games against the Braves, they might be trying to win to get that number 1 seed, but maybe they're not. So in the Central Division, you got Milwaukee Brewers right now comfortably not in first place, still in first place, but they're 77 and 62. Okay. And their chance of making the playoffs is 97.8% chance. Behind them is the Chicago Cubs, who's coming on strong. They're 76 and 64, 1.5 games out of first place. That's going to be a dogfight to the end. They won 4 in a row. They're 73 last 10. They have a 92.3% chance of making the playoffs. Out west, you got the Dodgers with 84 and 54. They're the only other team. I'm sorry, they're not the team. The Braves are the only team that had 24 losses on the road. They've lost 2 in a row. They're 5 in the last 10. They had 99.9% chance of making the playoffs. Arizona Cardinals are 72 and 68. They're 13 games out of first place, and their chances of making the playoffs are 30.2% right now. The hated Padres are 66 and 75. Somebody's getting fired. I think the 2 teams I hate the most, the Padres and the Yankees, somebody's getting fired. And the wild card race, you got Tampa Bay Rays. I'm not being nice no more, daggone it. Tampa Bay Rays are 85 and 55. They're the 1. And you got Seattle Mariners 78 and 61. They're 2. Toronto Blue Jays are 77 and 63. They're 3. So those would be the 3 teams that will make the playoffs if the playoffs started right now. And I'm happy for Seattle because if you guys don't know, I rooted for Seattle for so long this year because I thought they were going to be a team to be reckoned with this year. But they really started off so cold this year, and they just start picking it back up. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they got if the light cut on, or what. But they're back. They're back in the running for making the playoffs, which is good. Wild card in the West. I mean, in National League, I think the Phillies got 2 more games and they can clinch that. They can clinch the top wild card. I think I'm not for sure, but I'm looking here, and I don't think they can. They're 77 and 62. Right, and they won 1 game. They're 64 in the last 10. You got the Chicago Cubs with 76 and 64. They are won 4 games in a row. They're 73 in the last 10. The Miami Marlins are 6 games out. I mean, they won 6 games in a row. They're 72 and 76. Even the Diamondbacks might have. Well, no, I'm not gonna say Diamondbacks. I'm saying Marlins. It's gonna be the Marlins, the Cubs, and the Phillies. That's all gonna make the playoffs. Dana, I don't want to play the Marlins no more. I don't know. If we faking the funk or they just that good because that happened to us last year with the Padres. We knocked them on the head so many times, and then when it came to playoffs, we was dead tired. You know what I'm saying? So then, what we saying about you?
Yeah, I hope the Braves don't get tired.
About your Braves? Who you don't want to see the Braves play? Phillies, Cubs, or the Marlins?
I don't want to see them play the Dodgers.
Why not the Dodgers?
Because the Dodgers can fight back.
Oh, okay.
I think we can hold off the Marlins. Who else you say? The Marlins,
the Cubs, and the Phillies.
Phillies. We'll probably dominate them, but it's just something about the Dodgers, man. There's something about those Dodgers that they just ran out of gas, I think, in that series. They started out with the lead, almost like 2-0, 3-0. And then face to the back, some good pitching. We held on. We came back. We held on.
Yeah, we lost Julio Reyes right now for domestic violence situation. That puts a big
domestic violence.
Yeah, that puts a big dent in our pitching right now because we was already struggling with our pitching. So that don't help matters not at all.
Can I say something?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Dana.
If you got the beaters, you don't need man. Leave it alone, man. Walk out the house or something in your head. Man, come on, man.
And I agree with Dana 100%. We don't know the whole situation. But I'm gonna say this: it's harder said than done. It's so hard. It is so hard to do that because some of these women out here, they provoke you. They keep provoking you. Keep poking it. They keep poking the bear. Keep poking the bear. Keep poking the bear. And then it end up they somebody put hands on them, and then it becomes an issue. As men, we just gotta be more disciplined. We gotta be. I mean, we just gotta.
We gotta be
better.
Smart.
We gotta be better. We have to be better. It's better. My dad always told me it's better to walk away.
Every time I almost got into that.
Go ahead, Dana.
Every time I almost got into that situation, I think I went like, nah, she not worth going to prison over. I don't want to lose what I have, so I used to just walk away. I used to just walk away.
I totally understand. Trust me,
I mean, I had the strength to do it.
Oof. Lord Jesus.
I'm like, I used to tell her, you're not worth that. I said, you're not gonna have me embarrassing my mom in court. But that gonna turn into something different because me and my mom will probably be fighting. She'll win. So that was done. She used to tell me that all the time. Don't embarrass me. And I thought about that all the time. I said, nope. I got into them, but I had to walk away.
For sure.
Or just do like Chris Rock said, just shake them.
Well, I'm gonna say this. No, I ain't gonna say it.
Don't say it.
Don't say it.
I ain't gonna say it.
I ain't gonna say it.
Don't say it. You gotta think about it. Don't say it. Don't say it. But I know it's some repercussions behind. Don't say it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something, baby.
Don't say it.
On them to say this. I was in a situation and I spanked him like a little kid. And when the popo came, they was like, I don't see nothing. and they said, boy, he kind of beat me on my butt. They're like a child? Yeah, kind of, sort of. Well, I need to see. I'm not showing you that. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No, I'm just joking. That's a joke. That's just a joke.
Wow.
That's just a joke. Somebody told me. I'm just letting it out there like that. But anyway, let's get let's get back into some serious. Let's get back into some serious stuff. Talk about some sports. We talked about some baseball.
Sport.
So, Dana, it's time to put something on the board. What you want me to put on the board?
Put the Miami Dolphins will be the first 10 games. You're going to be the first team to win the AFC East in a quick, fast, and decent motion. We will have home field advantage in the playoffs, so it's going to be hot. And we're going to play the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Man, stop it.
Write that down. Write that down.
I'm writing it down now.
Write that down.
Dolphins versus Seattle Seahawks.
Write that down.
Super Bowl.
And this is my Cowboy non-believers.
Who gonna win, Dana?
I'm going on the limb right here. I went like 285, so going on the thin limb. Listen, Cowboy fans, don't get too excited. But Dak Prescott will get you to the NFC Championship.
Dana,
he will get you to the NFC Championship.
Dana, who's gonna win between Dolphins and Seattle?
And Miami's going to win by 3.
By 3. You put it up here on the board.
30-27.
Oh, he caught the score. 30-7. 30-27. Dolphins.
Right.
Super Bowl winners. We'll put that up on the board here.
Did you do me like my sister?
What?
Dana, you wrong again.
I'm just putting up what you said. Hey, so real quick. So you weren't here last week, so I did the pickles for you, and I can change them if you like me to. Okay. But I got Detroit.
Okay.
I had Detroit over Kansas City. You going to keep? Okay, you going with Kansas City?
I want Kansas City. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I know Kelsey not playing tonight, but I got Kansas City.
Carolina over Atlanta. I got you with Carolina.
Carolina, no, the Falcons.
Okay.
Right. Come on, Kev. You should have called me.
Cincinnati versus the Browns. I got you going for the Browns.
Okay, I keep that one for you.
Okay. Jacksonville against Indianapolis. I got you with Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Tampa versus Minnesota. I got you with Tampa.
I got Minnesota.
I mean,
Mike Evans not happy.
I mean, I got you with Minnesota. Yes. I'm sorry. Tennessee with New Orleans. I got you with New Orleans.
Okay. They home. They home.
San Francisco at Pittsburgh. I got San Fran for you.
Okay.
Arizona.
Yeah, Nick Bosa just came back.
Yeah. Arizona against Washington. I got you with Washington.
Yes, sir.
I got Houston at Baltimore. I got you with Baltimore.
Yeah.
Green Bay, Chicago. I got you with Green Bay.
Yeah.
Vegas at Denver. I got you with Vegas.
Yeah.
Philly at New England. I got you with Philly.
Yep.
Miami at LA Chargers. I got you with Miami.
Yep.
LA Rams against Seattle. I got you with the Rams, and I'm going to change it because you you ain't going.
Okay, I got to just say that Seattle. I got Seattle.
Dallas and the Giants. I got you with Dallas. I mean, I got you with Giants.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Yeah, New York.
New York Giants. Dallas at New York.
Okay, yeah.
And I got the Monday night game. Is Buffalo at the Jets? I got you with Buffalo.
You're right.
All right.
Ooh, fully Aaron Rodgers.
All right, so we got that taken care of. So Dana, you got a Black History moment?
Oh man, I was rusty.
All right, so let me do mine. And
I missed it.
That's okay. And we can talk about your favorite quarterback, Brett Favre, in the news again. Okay, so my Black History moment.
That's the one I was telling you about.
My Black History moment is Theodore Cedric Wright, supposedly born 1797 to 1847. He didn't live long, ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell. Theodore Cedric Wright, prominent clergy, anti-slaver, leader, and reformer, was thought to have been born in New Jersey in 1797. He attended New York American Free School. With the help of the New York Governor DeWitt Clinton Arthur Tappan. If you don't know who that is, just think about the Tappan Bridge. That's what it's named after. And others he enrolled in the Presbyterian Theology Seminar in 1828. Became the first Black educated and the first African American graduated from any American college or university. After graduating, Wright became a pastor of First Color Presbyterian Church in New York City, where he worked for the rest of his life. Wright despised slavery and racism and spoke openly about it, even though at the time it was very dangerous. He is best known for his works as abolitionist and devoted of Black civil rights. Throughout the 1830s, he was an agent of the New England Anti-Slavery Society, which sponsored his travels and lectures condemning racial justice. Wright's two most influential speeches were the progress of anti-slavery cause and the prejudices against colored men. He wrote several entireties and speeches for William Lloyd Garrison, Liberator, the leading anti-slavery newspaper in the United States at the time. In 1833, Wright became one of the founders of the American Anti-Slavery Society. He served as the Society Executive Committee until May of 1840, where he joined other abolitionists in forming the American and Foreign Anti-Slave Society. These new modern abolitionist organizations opposed Garrison's radical proposal regarding slavery. Wright was also the chairman of the New York Vigilant Vigilant Committee, which tried to prevent the kidnapping of free blacks who then would be sold into slavery. Wright also assisted fugitive slaves. His New York home was a station for the Underground Railroad. In 1833, Wright was elected vice president of the Phoenix Society, an organization which worked toward the improvement of African Americans' training in moral, literal, and mechanical arts. Throughout the 1830s, Wright circulated petitions to the New York legislation for the termination of the property requirement mandate exclusive for the states of Black voters. In 1841, Wright was elected the treasurer of the Union Missionary Society, which sent missionaries to Africa. When the UMS joined the larger, predominantly white American Missionary Association, Wright became the officer in combined organizations. In 1844, Wright joined the Liberty Party and became a member of the committee that chose its presidential and vice presidential nominees. On May 29th of 1837, he married Adeline T. Terman from New Rochelle, New York. On March 25th, 1847, Theodore Cedric Wright died in New York City at the age of 50. Dana, real quick, I want to go back on to part of this. I want to talk about where's that? The part of where is it at? Oh my goodness. Spikes right underground. Where was it at? Thank you, son, for the grace and spoken. That's one that was all this right there. People speak this. Okay, I know what. So, if Dana, did you ever watch the 12 Years of Slavery?
No.
Okay, I think you need to watch that. Okay, it's basically about a man that lived in, I want to say Upper New York or Massachusetts, and he played the violin or something of that nature, and he played it really well. And they met a man that wanted to take him places to showcase his musical instrument, which was the violin or whatever. They drugged him, right? Chained him up and took him down south for 12 years. He was a slave for 12 years down south. The sad part about this whole thing is that the person that bought him knew that he was a free man. He didn't care. It's a very good movie to watch. And you really don't get a gist of it at all until you watch this movie, because in the movie he's not the only person that's like that, but the movie's is based upon him and him being a slave for 12 years. And basically what happened is he had, I think the guy was Amish that went down south and helped build cabins. And he basically said to him who he was. He said, only thing I need you to do is just send this letter to such and such and such and such, and they will find out where I'm at and they'll come and get me. And that's how he got free. But the thing about it is that this was a common thing for blacks that was above Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, even Boston area, even far as probably Maine. And if quiet as kept, you probably had it happen in Canada. Now, can you imagine being drugged and coming back into the United States to go all the way down south to pick cotton, sugar cane, whatever you had to do as a slave, knowing that you was a free man, and that you was born a free person, and they made you into a slave. Those are things that really bother me. That really pisses me off with this country.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That people were that devious to do stuff like that. So people were free. And the most part about it, most of them that were free were educated people. You know what I'm saying? And so that part of it really burns a fire underneath me behind stuff like that. And this is why I always want to let young people know that education is free. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of the free education you get to high school. And if you take advantage of the education you get in high school and you do it at a high level, you get a free education at college. You get a scholarship. I have a nephew. He got a full ride. Every college that he applied for, he got a full academic ride to go to college. He's going to become an accountant. And the thing about it is, it's there for the taking. We just as people need to take advantage of it and take advantage of it and apply it to ourselves. Me working in the school system, I see this every day, and it breaks my heart when I see kids that are 9 and 10 years old that they're so disrespectful that they don't know what they're saying sometimes. Had a young man today he just blatantly disrespected his dad. And I think if I wasn't in front of him, his dad probably would have hit him. And I'm gonna say this: I ain't gonna tell. I'm not going to. I'm from the old school. I'm from the old school, Dana.
I'm not gonna tell.
I'm not gonna tell. I'm from the old.
I didn't see nothing. No.
I ain't see nothing. And Bernie Mac said, I ain't see nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the old school. Well, paddling didn't hurt. It hurt at the time, but I didn't get that many paddles. But the thing about it is that you need discipline. And when you take away discipline, then this is what you end up getting. You know, and as a country, if we don't get it together, we're gonna fall so far behind Japan that it ain't gonna be. It's gonna be scary. It would definitely. This world will be scary if educationally wise we get behind Japan. But knowing the United States, what they'll do is they'll get the smartest Japanese to come over here and work for the United States and make them American citizens. that's how the United States would do. You know what I'm saying? So again, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, education is so free, and we don't take advantage of it, and we should. And young people out there, if you don't, you can't blame nobody but yourself. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I'm just gonna give you an example, right? So our school district, we need crossing guards. Okay. Now crossing guards work 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening, right? That's it. They're gonna pay them $20 an hour to be a crossing guard. When it first got out, we had one person apply. Okay. I said, this is terrible. This is terrible because we have a community that swears up and down that they know what's right for our kids. They don't want police in our schools with guns. They don't want none of this, right? They always talk about making things better, but only one person applied. I made a post on Facebook today, and then I had 150 hits on it. 150 hits. How can I apply? How can I apply? How can I apply? I mean, I know Facebook is the way to go, but why should I have had to post something on Facebook in order for people to, if they're connected to the community like they say they are, why they got to go on Facebook to find out that there's a job and they're making more than our safety monitors are making, who's in the trenches every day in the schools. Our safety monitors make $16 an hour. Okay, they're making 20. I mean, they're only working 4 hours a day, but they're making $20. You know, so I really don't get when people say I can't find a job. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife went to a Pizza Hut coming back from the water park. Three people working at Pizza Hut. We sat down in Pizza Hut and ate our pizza. We went to the Long John Silver was closed. We went to the Arby's and you couldn't eat inside. We go to Pizza Hut and they allowed us to eat inside, but we're the only two in there eating inside Pizza Hut. But you only got 3 people working. People can't sit and tell me or tell you that they can't find a job. They just don't want to work. That's what it is. They think because of COVID, they should sit back and relax. You know what I'm saying? And just relax and not work or anything like that. Those times are over now. It's time to get back, put up your big boy pants, big girl pants, and get out there and make a living for yourself. Don't rely on somebody else to take care of you because that's not what this is all about. You know, it just makes me mad when people say they can't find a job, and I'm telling you, there are jobs out there. There's so many. I mean, when you have an Arby's that gets tore down, and you get a Chick-fil-A building built there. Chick-fil-A is big here. I don't know if you got Chick-fil-A down where you had, Dana, but Chick-fil-A here. Yeah. Chick-fil-A is the lines is out. I'm telling you right now, where they built this other one, it's going to be a traffic issue. It really is. Because they're going to have cars going into other lanes.
It used to be one when I used to live by.
You know what I'm saying? So, again, and now Chick-fil-A is different because they pay you good money. The people that cooks the food, they get paid like a regular chef. They're getting paid $18, $19 an hour to fix chicken, to cut chicken up, to cut up grilled chicken to give to you. And the thing about it, they're not open on Sundays. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so again, I find
it rack up too.
I find it hard. I find it really hard for people to say, I can't find a job. No, you just don't want to work. So Dana, your boy Brett Favre, he back in the news again.
They're stealing that money.
Yeah, it's still about this money, Dana. Mississippi Supreme Court will not dismiss former NFL quarterback Brett Favre from welfare scheme civil lawsuit. Minnesota Supreme Court said it will not dismiss former NFL quarterback Brett Favre from a civil lawsuit filed by the state seeking recoup millions of dollars distributed as part of what the state called a statewide welfare fraud scheme. Dana, remember they said the key word was millions. In the last report, they said it was 1 million. Then they came back and said, oh, it's 5 million.
Right.
Now they're saying millions. Millions.
Yeah, Senator Trump was going off about this.
It says the 3 justice panels issued an order denying Favre appealing on Wednesday. CNN has reached out to Brett Favre representative for comment. Brett Favre's attorney says that the state Supreme Court should allow Favre to be removed from the lawsuit because he received no financial benefit from the transfer of money from the Mississippi Department of Human Services, better known as MDHS, to the Athletic Department of the University of Southern Mississippi, his alma mater. Now, Dana, we all know it's a lie because if I'm not mistaken, I think the football and the volleyball team got something out of this because his daughter plays on volleyball, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? If I'm wrong, 512-543-4662, call me up and tell me I'm wrong. Say, K-Dix, you wrong. You wrong. But I keep receipts.
Allegedly.
I keep receipts. You know what I'm saying? They argued dismissing Favre as a defendant would prevent further substantial and irreparable harm to Favre's reputation, driven by the public official seasoned in meritless claims of attacking the public attention. In 2020, a state audit found that more than $77 million was improperly used for the welfare program meant for the neediest families in Mississippi. The neediest family, and they said Mississippi has the lowest wage rate in the country. It includes spending of expensive cars, a private school, and pets projects for celebrities and political connections. Portions of the money was used to build a volleyball facility at the University of Southern Mississippi, as well as invest in a company that was seeking to develop developing a drug, a cause that Brett Favre supported. According to the state laws, Favre was the largest individual outside investor in holding a corporate stock in the company. Has not been charged criminally in the welfare scheme. He is, however, one of the more than 3 dozen people entitled names in the civil suit brought by the state to recover some of the funds. Favre initially filed a motion to dismiss in November 2022. But the state revised its demand against him a month later. In February, attorney for Favre filed another motion asking judges for him to be removed from the far-reaching civil lawsuit. Then in April, Hinds County Circuit Court judge denied his motion. Favre's attorney appealed that decision in May to the state Supreme Court. Eric Hirschman, attorney for Brett Favre, filed a lengthy denial of allegations, So it looked like he fired the one attorney, Dana, and hired another one. He said allegation his use of misappropriated state funds meant for needy families for the construction of a state-of-the-art volleyball facility at the university where his daughter played. Farr did not admit in regard of the USM volleyball facility that he had donated autographed materials to auction off, solicited the third parties to help with the construction, and held meetings with former the MDHS chief John Davis, ex-USM athletic director John Gilbert, Mississippi Community Educator Center MCEC founder Nancy New about the constructions. He also claimed that John Davis suggested that MDHS could provide $4 million of funding to build the facility. Davis pleaded guilty to 2 federal counts and 18 state counts, while New pleaded guilty to charges of bribery, fraud, mail fraud, and racketeering in connection with the scandal. Farr also admitted to being paid $1.1 million by MCEC in exchange for recording and radio advertisement and other services, was claimed was repaid to the state, CNN reported. Hershiman told Fox News in October that Farr got paid for doing every radio spot that was requested. CNN reported that Farr returned $500,000 in May of 2020, repaid the remaining $600,000 in October 21 for the public service, and campaigned after the state audit issued demands letter for is according to the audit officer, but the auditor officer maintained in 2021 that Brett Farr still owed $228,000 in interest. Dana, what you got to say about that?
Man, arrest him. You know that was Randall Cunningham. They wouldn't even blink twice.
And the thing about it is, the thing about it is, I like Brett Favre, and I want to say that his intentions were good, but then in the other articles that we talked about, and we read about, he tried to strong arm the AD and the governor for their money. So now when you try to strong arm somebody, that don't sound like, oh well, if you don't mind, give me some money for this, give me some money for that, I'm cool with it. But when you know it's wrong and you still keep telling them, I need money for this, I need money for the volleyball team, can I get money for this? And the governor told him in the other article that we had that he didn't want to get caught up in what he got himself caught up in. So now the governor's in hot water. Brett Favre is in a little hot water, but he still owes him $228,000. Now, Dana, I don't know about you, but if I had $228,000, I could pay my house off. I can pay my cars off. I'm looking at, okay, so 40, 20, 60, 90. I'm going to say the house and the cars, we're looking at $90,000. If I would take my my credit cards, roughly $100,000 for my credit cards. So I got $100,000, leave me with $118,000 left over. I could use, let's say, $20,000 to build a house, which I probably have to finance because I won't be able to finance the rest of it because the house is going to be over $100,000 easy. If I'm going to get a nice house, it's going to cost me anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000. So I'm going to have to finance the house. So that right there, that $228,000 puts me in a nice house with no car payments, no credit card payments, some money in the bank. And I'm just talking about me. But if we talk about somebody that's not in the situation I'm in, that's less fortunate than I am, that could be almost 5 years of, let's say a person makes $40,000 a year. Okay. You take divide 4 into that's 7 years of salary for a person is making $40,000. And we know right now $40,000 in society today is not a lot of money. So he's taking away somebody that's on the lower end poverty, more or less, because they said if you make less than $50,000, you're in a higher part of the poverty, but poverty, but you're still in poverty. So again, look what that money could do for somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I want to believe he had good intentions, Dana. I really do. I really do. I don't want to call him out. But the thing about it is, this is 2020. Almost we're 6 months. This is September. We're 5 months away from the end of the year. So it's been almost what, 4 years, going on 4 years that Brett Favre is giving back $1.1 million, and we know what he's. If you look up what he's worth, Dana, I know he's worth a good 50 million, 60 million, maybe even more than maybe 100 million. You know what I'm saying he's worth a lot of money. So I don't understand. If I'm him, I'm going ahead and take care of that situation and get my name out of the situation so I can move on and do my podcast. Right. Because you notice he hasn't been on nobody's shows no more since that. Since then, nobody's called him to the carpet and said, "Yo, can you do a show with me? Can you do this for me?" But then again, Brett Favre is kind of
Shannon Sharp and not to cut you off, sorry, but Shannon Sharp and Pat McAfee asked him to come on the show and he declined.
Yeah,
that was last year.
Because you know what was going to happen. They're going to like, "Yo, what you doing, bro? Are you that broke? Is it costing you that much money to send your daughter to Mississippi State or Mississippi Valley, whatever Mississippi you're going to, Southern Mississippi, the school that you went to? Is it really costing your daughter that much money that you had to go do this? Brett Favre, you couldn't have got a new volleyball floor for your girls by just autographing something and selling it? Come on, man. See, he don't want to
have like a fundraiser.
Yeah, he don't want to answer the hard questions. That's what that's all about. Because he know he was wrong. He knew he was wrong in every aspect of being wrong. He was wrong. You know what I'm saying? So Brett Favre, just give him the $228,000 so I can leave you. So me and Dana can leave you alone. Because if you don't give it to him, we're gonna still talk about you. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about you. Oh, we're gonna talk about you. We're gonna talk about you. Next up, Danny, we're gonna jump all over the place. I got stuff all over here. Stanford, Cal, SMU will join the ACC. Dana, Stanford, Cal, SMU to join ACC.
Why?
Dana, them gonna be some long flights.
Why?
Jay.
Yeah, the lady on ESPN broke it down saying why they shouldn't come. Because Cal and Stanford, that's going to be it. Traveling from California to Florida, California to North Carolina.
So let's look at this thing. Crazy. Let's look at this thing and let's look at this in an educational manner. How much time do you think Southern Cal, Stanford, I ain't gonna put SMU in because they're in Texas, right? But let's just
they're in Texas, eh?
So how much classroom time do you think Cal players gonna get going flying from California to the East Coast? They're gonna be Zoom classroom watching all the time. Because what's going to end up happening is they'll probably have like 2 games on the East Coast and they're going to stay and they're going to have class. They're going to rent out a hotel room. They're going to rent out a hotel, one place, and then they got to go another place. Like like the best thing that can happen for them is if you look at the ACC. I'm gonna pull them up real quick. ACC. Where we at? Football standings. So ACC, Atlantic Coast.
Yeah, Miami, Duke.
So
Clemson.
You got Georgia Tech,
Virginia,
Clemson, Wake Forest, Miami, Florida, Louisville. They're all kind of like they're all kind of right close together. But if you go to play Georgia Tech, right? There's no other Georgia. Right. There's no other Georgia team in there. So if they play Georgia Tech, then you have to put Wake Forest, which is in Georgia, right? Ain't Wake Forest in Georgia?
No. Wake Forest is like Carolina.
Okay. I'm sorry. So you got Georgia Tech is the only team in Georgia, right? So they play Georgia, then nobody's close. So if they play teams in North Carolina, you got North Carolina State, North Carolina, you got Wake Forest, you got Duke, you got 4 teams. So they got to be somewhere. They got to be somewhere within a 2 hour distance per se to play 2 of those teams back-to-back weeks. That's gonna be hard. Now, this is the one that I'm gonna love seeing happen. Boston College, Syracuse, after October. Man, Pittsburgh Panthers, Syracuse, Boston College, after October. Dana, Southern Cal, and Stanford. SMU could probably adjust.
Right.
Stanford, I don't know about it. And I know Cal can't. Cal's not can't do it. But can you imagine that though, Dana? That is going to be crazy.
That's going to be crazy.
I just don't, Dana. I don't
understand. That is going to be crazy.
I don't understand. And so they're leaving the Pac-12, and Arizona and Arizona State are staying there, and they're trying to bring over a couple other teams, I think, to make the Pac, still keep a Pac-12. But Dana, we said long time ago, long time ago, we said this was coming. We said it was coming.
Yep.
I don't know why we don't get no residual income for this, because we talked about this before. Long time ago. We've been on the air together
from our show
from a while, and we talked about this a while ago. But this is what it said: the ACC is expanding to 18 schools. The addition of Stanford, Southern Methodist University, better known as SMU, the University of Cal, Berkeley, after a vote by conference boards of directors on Friday. In a statement, the conference announced the schools would be members with full voting privileges starting in July 2024. SMU will officially join this July 2024. Stanford and Cal will do so the following month. They will begin competing in the ACC from the start of the 2024-25 academic year. Stanford and Cal departure from the Pac-12 leaves a 108-year-old conference with just 2 remaining members, Oregon State and Washington State. So Arizona is leaving too? Well, I wonder where's Arizona going? Arizona State. We are thrilled to welcome 3 classes of institutions. Now I'm gonna say this. I hope they help the educational part of it, the grade point average, because North Carolina, they were cheating. They got caught cheating. Miami, your boys, they got caught cheating. Virginia, they got caught cheating, then they got caught cheating. You know that right there. You know they got caught cheating. So
well, recently?
No, I'm talking about back in the day. North Carolina got caught cheating recently.
I mean, Yeah. People told on him too.
So I can only
told on him too.
Dana, I can only imagine University of Cal playing a football game. Dude walked over to the lineman and said, "Yo, what's b squared times x squared minus y to the power of 4?" And the guy gonna come with an answer before he hikes the ball to him.
Wow.
Oh,
bad, man.
Oh, it's gonna bring up the grade point average. I tell you that right now. It's gonna make them look good. Yo, I mean, SMU was they was just sitting out there. But Dana, we talked about this long time ago. Man, did we talk about this a long time ago?
Right.
My goodness, we saw this coming a long time ago. Long.
I tell everybody at the job that they need to call in somebody. All guys that I know that talk sports and the women, I tell them all the time. I said, ESPN, all these other people always steal something from our shows.
They just don't know. They have no idea. None whatsoever. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about trash talking. Trash talking. Who do you think is the most trash talking basketball player in the NBA history? Now, I'm going to say this.
I'm going to go with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan and Larry Bird.
I think Wilt Chamberlain was a trash talker, but he just didn't have social media back then. I think Jerry West was a trash talker, but they had social media back then. I think Bob Cousy was a trash talker, but they had social media back then because they were so good at the game. They could say whatever they want to say, and couldn't nobody do nothing about it. They couldn't stop. You couldn't stop Jerry West. You couldn't stop Bob Cousy. You couldn't stop Wilt Chamberlain. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't stop those guys. So I know they talk trash. I know Wilt Chamberlain talked trash when he scored 100. When he scored 101 points, they said that he was in Philly hanging out, had a hangover, and caught a train to Hershey, Pennsylvania, to play in that game. Now, also remember this: the starting center for that team was out. The backup center was out, so he played against a third string center, and he was half hungover. So you know Walt was talking trash, Dana. You know who you think back in the day was a trash talker, Dana?
Oh, back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
I know. Let's see. Because let's see. Mostly all the Celtics. Travis Check, Bob Cousy.
I don't see
Bill Russell.
I don't see Havlicek being a trash talker. I think Tommy Heinsohn was a trash talker because he talked trash when he was an announcer. You know what I'm saying? We look like
that Lakers series got Jerry West looking bad.
Look like we got somebody on the line.
I know Jerry West act like that.
Somebody on the line from area code 908. Last four is 1677. Who's calling in? Where you calling from, and what you want to talk about?
Hi, Dana. When I missed, I still missed it.
Who's this?
I'm not Dana. When I missed, I still make it.
Oh, Mo's in the house.
Uh-huh. Did Dana talk about how Kareem and Magic were overrated?
No, he ain't talking about that.
Oh man, Magic was the first millionaire in basketball. He can't be overrated.
So no, we were talking about trash talkers, Mo. So Mo, who you think was a trash talker back in the day when social media wasn't
Football or basketball?
Huh?
Football or basketball?
Basketball.
Oh, definitely Larry Bird. No question.
No. I'm talking about back in the day.
Okay.
Back in the day
when back in the day
when there was no social media.
Oh, back in the 60s?
Yeah.
What was Charlie telling everybody I slept with your wife? And he probably did.
Oh my Lord.
Probably wasn't
I didn't think about that.
I'm telling you, Will Chamberlain was a trash. I'm telling you, he was a trash talker. I can see it now. What I said was, I told Dan, I said, Jerry West, I said Jerry West, Will Chamberlain, Bob Cousy. I said, I don't know if Bill was a trash talker, but he talked a lot of. After he retired, he always gave you the middle finger that made you feel like you was part of the gang. If you didn't give the middle finger, that means he didn't like you. I think Tommy Heinsohn was a trash talker. I think Walt Frazier, Earl Monroe. I think them guys were trash talkers too. You look at Walt Frazier; he's still in a time capsule. The clothes he'd be wearing, I mean, he'd be fly, but he in a time capsule. His collar reaches his shoulder, the end of his shoulders and everything. He was a fly dude. But now, getting to the top 10 trash talkers with the social media that we have now, at number 10. No. Who is that? Who y'all think we're talking about?
Mutombo?
Yes. It says here, Mutombo was he was a quintessential 90s center, big, physical, tough as heck, which makes more an ideal arch type trash talker. Mutombo became famous for his trademark finger wave. While there is more gestures than talk, but the Congolese center finger was representative of the fact that he had never been dunked on in an NBA game and tried to make him make a mistake. Wow, he was never dunked on. Wow. No. With the finger, you guys agree with number 10, the Dikembe Mutombo?
Yeah.
And going up to 9.
Okay. Number 9.
Right.
Rasheed Wallace. To come up with a Casmic phrase.
Don't lie. He gotta be in the top 2.
He says to come up with the catchphrase as famous as "the ball don't lie." You got me in all-time smack talk. Rasheed was famous for his loud mouth, vicious attitude on the court. He even hold the NBA record for the most technical fouls thanks to the inability to keep his mouth shut during the heated plays. Rasheed Wallace, the ball don't lie. Number 8.
He's the only person that ever he's the only person that ever get a check. Not even say anything.
Just look at him. Yup. That's what the guy. He just look at you. Number 8. He said, let me see.
Karl Malone?
No, he's a recent player, and he called the player on his team a bitch. Excuse my French.
Kevin Garnett?
Nope. You close, but no cigar. Mo, you want to take a guess at it?
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green. Draymond is a great NBA trash talker, which is part of the reason TNT groomed him so hard for his post-playing career. The Dynasty Golden State Warriors enforcer Green is known for taking on the legends of the game head on, like when he told Paul Pierce in his final season, "You're chasing that farewell tour. They don't love you like that. You thought you were Kobe." Oh, when he stopped Kevin Garnett in his tracks after the center was trying too hard to intimidate him. Bro, you cannot scare anyone, he said. Draymond Green at number 8. He's born in Saginaw, Michigan. Number 7. Round mound, rebound.
Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley. It says round mound or rebound was never one to back down during his playing days and had a rep as one of the nastiest smack talkers in the league during the 90s. Back when he went toe-to-toe with the best of them, like Michael Jordan, Reggie Miller. Nowadays, Barkley is known as a great talking head on Inside the NBA. Dishing out hilarious and sometimes offensive opinions, so it should not come as no surprise to learn he once remarks to his opponent, "He's not important enough for me to think about." He's from Leeds, Alabama. They probably got 2 stoplights, and they probably just got sidewalks not too long ago. Number 6, the guy that did the choke. Y'all know who that is? That put
Xavier McDaniel.
the one that put the 2 hands around his throat. Reggie Miller.
Xavier McDaniel, right?
Reggie Miller, number 6.
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller was respected as a smack talker throughout the NBA career. He even instigated MJ into an actual fight once. Miller had the game to back it up for the most part too. His iconic taunting of the Knicks fans, Spike Lee, during the 1994 playoffs went down as one of the most greatest moments in trash talking history. While torching the Knicks one night, Miller bantered with Lee all game long, eventually making a non-famous choke sign in Lee's direction as the Miller put the game away. Reggie Miller at number 9. Reggie Miller was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I didn't know that. Wow. Oh no, wait a minute, I'm missing somebody.
That makes the stuff.
No, I'm sorry, that's not him. That's 6. Okay, I'm sorry, that's not him. He was born. Where was Reggie Miller born in? I'm sorry. Don't say.
So they're born in Cali.
Yeah, I think I might have missed something on here. It's a page that's missing. Let me see if I got number 5. I'm gonna say this. I just came up with this out of my head at work today, so I didn't really look at the list. But the person they got at number 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 got to be way better than this dude. I'm telling you right now, because I think he should be not number 5. He should be at least 2 or 3, but not number 5. Number 5 is, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. The Black Mamba typified intensity on the court and was well known for his Mamba mentality, which included a hard-nosed play that was a mixture of finesse and missed skill and a little bit of testiness. Bryant was a battler on the court and a chirped up opponent for all the 48 minutes. Heck, he even would belittle teammates in practice. Once got so vicious with teammate Dwight Howard, the center left the team first chance, and Kobe followed in the footsteps of MJ as the NBA intimate smack talking for almost 2 decades. I remember Kobe said, Dana, this is a while ago, the Lakers beat the Celtics one year, and they were so happy. And Kobe Bryant said, "Yo, y'all happy they'll beat the Celtics?" He said, y'all soft as marshmallow. He said, y'all soft as cotton tissue. Like that, right? Kobe didn't care. Kobe, me and my opinion, Kobe is better than the top 5. He should be somewhere else. I don't know who. I know who 1 is, but I don't know who 4, 3, or 2 is. I know 2 people that's between that, right? He has, to me, I think he should be number 3. I honestly believe he should be number 3 because Kobe.
I love the story on it.
What story? Tell us the story.
You remember Shaq's story?
No, go ahead and tell us the story.
Shaq said that in practice one day, Kobe was shooting all the time. So Shaq said to Kobe, he's just like that. He and that.
Oh, you going in and out.
He said that they're in team.
Wow.
I'm drinking my water here, guys. Yo, you know Kobe had to talk trash. That was Kobe's mentality, man. Rest in peace, brother. We miss you.
He could talk trash at different lengths.
Yeah, he did. Him and what's the guy from San Antonio and Paul Gasol. Italian and
number 4. The big ticket. They said, it's right here. It says when Kevin Garnett was playing Tim Duncan in an AAU game, he said to Tim Duncan, "Happy Mother's Day, you MFer." He said Garnett is rumored to have commented as Duncan attempted a free throw. Yo, Kevin Garnett. KG was a ruthless defender, forcing his playing days, anchoring the Celtics D en route for an NBA championship. Garnett possessed the ability to get in players' head with physical play and insult and smack talk in all game long. From references a player's wife or mother to bring up a medical condition they were born with, the guy was ruthless and utterly crossed lines and sides. One such incident during the 1999 T-Wolves playoff game against Spurs on Mother's Day, Garnett allegedly insulted Tim Duncan, whose mom passed away from breast cancer in 1999 when Tim Duncan was a teenager. And he said, "Happy Mother's Day, MFer." Garnett, yo, I'm going to say this right now. Garnett was crazy. He was great. Yo, he's crazy. When he Carmelo Anthony, his wife tastes like what do you say, Cheerio? What's something about Cheerio? Honey nut Cheerios. I said, yo, I lost it when he said that. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with you, man? Like you ain't like, yo, you ain't right. I said, yo, Kevin Garnett was not right at all. Yo, if he said to Tim Duncan's mom, that that wasn't right. Yo, this dude, yo, oh my God. But he got into your head. Number 4. Oh my Lord, have mercy, Kevin Garnett. Where's number 4 at? I got number 5. Oh, that was number 4. I'm sorry. Number 3. MJ at number 3. Michael Jordan. I remember a story. They said they were all out at a party or something. They had a fundraiser or something, and one of the rappers, one of the most famous rappers, had bought his jersey. Had bought Michael Jordan's jersey. Right?
Chameleon there. I know this story.
He came there with his jersey, and he has Michael Jordan when he signed it. Michael Jordan said, "I signed it for $2 million." I said, "This dude is ruthless." I said, and so they said the guy walked away. He was so sad, and they said that I think Ray Allen was there, somebody else was there, and so they all gave him autographs because they didn't want to feel bad. Michael Jordan talked trash to everybody. I bet he talked trash to the water boy on the other team. He probably talked trash to the cheerleaders on the other team. Michael Jordan was a trash talker. It says here, when they called him the GOAT, that means the greatest trash talker of all time, right? In his playing days, Jordan used anything and everything as motivation. He wanted to make sure every opponent knew about his greatness. Perhaps the most insane moment of his career was when he took a free throw with the eyes closed, telling Mutombo, "This one's for you." Oh, which of course Swiss. No one was immune from Michael Jordan. In 1987, against the Utah Jazz in Salt Lake City Palace in Utah, at the dunk, 6'1" point guard John Stockton, of a Jazz fan sitting courtside, told the 6'6" Jordan to try that on someone his own size. On the Chicago Bulls' next possession, Jordan posterized 6'11" Mel Turpin with a thunderous dunk, then ran back down the court and asked the heckler, "Is that big enough for you?"
Big enough for you? Yeah, remember that.
Yo.
That's all I like, yeah.
Yo, Jordan was, just sticking the tongue out is enough for me. That tongue, I always said, I said, yo, he gonna bite his tongue off if he don't keep that tongue in his mouth. I just knew that, but you know what though? Quiet as it kept, I bet you when he probably gone off this earth, it's gonna come a conversation. He gonna like, yeah, I suck my tongue out for all these reasons that I didn't want to talk about when I was alive, but I'm gonna talk about them now. I'm gonna let y'all know why I did what I did, because for real, that's dangerous to stick your tongue out while you're playing basketball, for one. But he did it every play. There was not a play that tongue was not stuck out. And I'm gonna say this though, Michael Jordan, rest in peace, Lenny Bias, because he was tearing Jordan's behind up in college. Lenny Bias was a man, but Michael Jordan was a trash talker.
People don't know.
Number 2, the glove, Gary Payton. Gary Payton would say, "Get out the way, I got him." He'd get off the floor. He said, "You know what? I saw you score 22 the other night. I just might let you get 2 tonight. But if the game's close, don't even ask for the ball because you're not gonna get the ball." That's how much trash talk he talked. The glove embodied the legendary 90s trash talk wave, where players would constantly jab at each other all game long and never shut up. Payton earned his rep as a shutdown defensive player, so he had to let his foes know he earned the right to talk noise. Even Shaq considered Gary Payton the best trash talker of all time. He once told a famous Bull player, "Hey, Scottie Pippen, you ain't the top 50 all time. You want me to show you my list? I have you at 51. Yo, Gary Payton was a bad man.
Gary Payton was rough too.
Defensively. If you think about everybody we're talking about, they're all offensive players, right? Pretty much all offensive players. I mean, right. Rasheed Wallace probably played defense, but Gary Payton out of all of them, I mean, being defensive player of the year, getting the defensive player of the year award as a guard is incredible. I put Gary Payton, Marcus Smart, and Dennis Johnson in the same category when it comes to point guards that could play that shutdown defense. And I'm gonna say this: I think that Dennis Johnson was probably one of the best shutdown guards there was. When he came to the Celtics, he was a shell of himself. And the only thing he had to do was just fit in, and he did that very well. He was a shut. They got him for Andrew Toney. Once Boston got Dennis Johnson, and the 76ers were pretty much done at that point because Andrew Toney couldn't do nothing because he was the Boston Strangler from that point on. Before Dennis got there, when they got Dennis, that all shut down to the ground.
Right.
Number 1, my boy, Larry Bird. A white boy with no color He was just as pale could be. he could probably only jump about 4 feet off the floor. Not athletic at all. Didn't have a body of a basketball. Didn't have a chiseled body as a basketball player. But he could outthink anybody on the court when it came to Larry Bird. Everyone lords the Hick from French Lick as one of the most savage trash talkers in the NBA history, with good reason. The exploits of the gangly 6'9" small forward with the mop, blonde hair, and the shorts are legendary. Bird would guarantee wins in the NBA three-point contest, or how he told opponents exactly what he was about to do and then execute it perfectly, or how he snubbed rivalries' handshakes, or even relentlessly rip on foes as he dropped buckets after buckets on them. Bird had the game to go back up his smack talk. In a battle with Dominic Wilkins, he left him having it to say, "You don't belong in the league, Holmes. I don't know who you got. I don't know who you got guard me, Holmes. You can't guard me. They made a mistake putting him on me, Holmes. All the while hitting shot after shot after shot in Wilkins' face." Larry Bird. Now, who do you guys? That's a top 10. I got that off of it's the best trash talker in history by Pat Alexander. This was updated August 2nd, 2023. Now, there's people that we probably down the list that you probably could put on the list. Mo, who you think could be in the top 10 trash talker that wasn't on that list right there?
John Stockton.
Did you say John Stockton?
He looks like dude that probably. Okay. You got to put Xavier McDaniel up there.
Okay.
I got him up there though.
Okay.
I got him like number 6.
Dana, who you got on there? You got somebody other than Xavier McDaniel on there, or did you want to go with him?
I have Allen Iverson.
Yeah. We stepped over.
And I have Bill Laimbeer. And I have Rondo.
Ooh.
How is Dennis Rodman not on that list?
Crazy, huh? Crazy. Look, we just came up 5. We came up with 6 right there. You got Dennis Rodman. You got Allen Iverson. You had who else did y'all say? Xavier McDaniel.
I got Xavier McDaniel. I got Rondo.
How is Isaiah not on that list?
Oh. See what I'm saying?
You said Isaiah?
Isaiah Thomas, yeah. He talked trash. He talked plenty trash. Oh, he talked trash. You know who I got?
Hey, can we put Chris Jackson, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, people side?
Chris Jackson on the list? You think he was a trash talker?
No, I'm just saying that. No, I'm saying that.
What about? I forgot about Patrick Beverly.
Still in the league.
Yeah. I put he would probably be in my top 20. Patrick Beverly, because he do talk trash. But I got one for you guys. Paul Pierce.
What about Karl Malone?
Yeah, I was thinking about Paul Pierce.
I don't know.
I was thinking about Karl Malone.
I don't know about Karl. Karl didn't.
He talk bad trash. You don't talk trash.
Well, the thing about it is, Karl Malone had that deep Southern accent, so nobody could really understand what he was saying because all his words slurred together like that, like that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's from Louisiana, so he got that little draw down there. But I mean, I guess you probably put him on there. But Paul Pierce, I remember in the playoffs, I think it was against the Pacers, Al Harrington. And Paul had the ball at the top of the key. No, he's at the probably in the left corner on offensive side of the court. And he's standing there talking to Al Harrington. And he says to Al Harrington, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, and you can't stop me. I'm going to get to my sweet spot. I'm going to hit a jump shot, and we're going to win the game. Right? Al Harrington's like, yeah, okay, I know where you're going. Your sweet spot's the corner, the elbow. You know what I'm saying? But he's thinking the elbow below the foul line. Paul Pierce like, no, I'm talking about the elbow. I'm talking about the top of the key, 3-point line. And he hits a shot, and Al Harrington says, damn, he told me what he's going to do. And I thought he's going to do this. And so they said the player said to Al Harrington, yo, only thing I had to do is call for some help. He said, and so
you gotta put Lance.
I said, wow. Then the next one for Paul Pierce, when he played with the Washington Wizards. When he's playing against somebody, he called bank. No, he called game over and hit a 3 off the bank. Okay. Paul Pierce was a trash talker. And the thing about it is, Paul Pierce still talk trash. Paul Pierce believes, if nobody else believes it, Paul Pierce believes the year they won the championship, he's better than Kobe Bryant. He said, I'm better than Kobe Bryant. He said he's better than D Wade because he said, if I had the players that D Wade had, I would have had multiple I would have had way more championships than what D Wade had. He said that's why D Wade got the championship, because he had all those great players around him. I mean, he do got a point there. But Paul Pierce talks so much trash. He talks so much trash that he talked himself off of having a job because he's in the strip club with a cigar, chilling. And on social media, that's like, oh no, we're done. You can't work for us no more.
I want a cigar.
You can't work with us no more because you can't do that and work with us.
Hello, with something else in it.
I said, man, what Paul Pierce? What are you doing? So he's one of the guys that I felt like talk trash. Andrew Toney, I think, was a trash talker back in the day. I'm thinking about Sixers. Dr. J wasn't a trash talker. He just went out and played basketball. I think Tim Duncan was a trash talker. He was a quiet trash talker. You know, he would just say subtle things like, yeah, I'm just gonna do a hook shot on you. You can't do nothing. You can't come through my body. I think Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a trash talker.
Vernon Maxwell.
Oh my God, yeah, Vernon Maxwell was probably a trash talker. What's the other guard? Terry Porter, I think, was a trash talker. I think Terry Porter was a trash talker. Back in the day. I think Chambers, Tom Chambers was a trash talker. I tell you who I think.
Yeah, Tom Chambers.
Yeah, I think Tom Chambers was a trash talker. Sabonis, they said he talked trash when he got the league. He said if I came in the NBA 10 years before my age, he said I would have more rings than Michael Jordan. So I know he talked trash. I know he was a trash talker. He definitely had to be a trash talker, guys. Definitely had to be a trash talker. Let's move on. So Damian Lillard's in the news again. Have you guys heard word the possibility that he may end up going now?
I just heard what's the name, Tyler Hero went off on the Heat trying to trade for him, adding him to the player rooms.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this about Tyler Hero. I think that, and I'm gonna put Malcolm Brogdon in the same category. How do you fix something that's broke? and you can't find all the pieces to put it back together. Because and I've seen this before, I'm gonna bring up his name after we talk about this, but how do you, there's two people I can bring up after this, but how do you put me in a trade talk, make it known that you want to trade, you want to put me in a trade, the trade doesn't happen, but you come back and tell me I want you to be an integral part of my team. How do you fix? They're gonna say, well, you're a professional. You need to, this part of the game, and you need to still play at the highest level that you can play at. Man, I'm gonna say this. I think that's where my dedication to that team stops at that point, because I can't get over the possibilities that you want to trade me because you want to bring somebody better in to help you win a championship. I'm not mad at them for doing that. I'm not mad at them at all. But guys, how do you fix it? How do Miami fix the relationship with Tyler Hero? He came out, probably said he's pissed off with him. Malcolm Brogdon,
they can't fix it.
Is different, but because Malcolm Brogdon never came out and said anything. And I think the reason why and Mo, you might want to comment on this one. I think the reason why Malcolm Brogdon really didn't come out and say anything is because he knew that he was not 100% at the end of the season. It's not his fault, the injury that he got. He got it doing. He got the injury playing in the series. Okay, in which a lot of people don't understand that if Malcolm Brogdon's not hurt, if he doesn't get hurt, I think Boston wins that game 7. I'll be honest with you. I do believe if Jason Tatum doesn't twist the ankle, the game's not even close. I'm just being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. Boston has lost. This is I think this is a second game 7 in Boston Garden that they have lost. I think I might be wrong, or it might be no. I'm sorry. It probably more, but I know when they was up 3-2 against the Miami Heat, against the Cleveland Cavaliers, they lost. They had 4-3. That's the first time they had a 3-2 lead and lost the 7-game in Boston. That made they were 37-0. That makes them 37-1. I don't know if that categorizes that as part of that loss or not. I don't know how to look at the history books on that one. But I think that's why we don't hear the pushback from Malcolm Brogdon. And I think it might motivate him to pay more attention to his body now than before. And the thing about it is with Malcolm Brogdon is the injuries he gets. It's not like he well, I think one of them was a hamstring pull that he had during the season. To me, that's your fault, because if you're in the season, you have to stretch. The older you get, the more you have to stretch. If you're young and you stretch for 30 minutes, when you get 5 years down the road, that means you got to stretch for 40 minutes. That means you got to come out to stretch a little bit longer because your body is getting older, and you have to sometimes change your routine. But I think the situation with Tyler Hero is completely different. And if you guys look at the scenario of this, why do you think everybody else that was free agent jetted? Because they didn't want to go to Portland. Because what was going to happen? And if you guys go back and look at this, when trade deadline started, when free agency started, you saw Miami player going here, Miami player going here, Miami player going here, Miami player. They was leaving. They didn't care what Miami was offering them. They were out of there. They was not going to be a part of that trade to go to Portland, right? So Slick Hair Willie outslicked himself, because if I was him, I would have never said anything about trades. I'd have signed him to a contract and shipped the behinds right off to Portland and brought Damian Lillard in and been happier than a faggot. Ooh, excuse me. Be happier than a kid in a candy store. But it didn't happen that way. And now Tyler Hero is the one that's got to figure out how he makes this thing work, how they can fix it. Dana, I don't know if they can fix it. Dana, what's your thoughts on the Tyler Hero situation?
I just think you're a casualty of war. They want Damon Lillard, but I think they kind of respected him because what he do for the Heat. But I really think they want Damon Lillard so bad. I don't think nobody is safe except for Bam and probably Jimmy.
Okay. All right. Mo, what's your thoughts?
Tyler Hero played himself.
So
he should have just kept quiet. But this time, I get it. He's been a 6 minutes. He scored 20 points in this league. It's like he deserves more respect. I think Tyler did something. If he told him something, he'd have been okay. He actually played better when he was hurt.
Okay. And I kind of agree with you, Mo. But again, his feelings is you're a human being, so your feelings got to play a part in this whole thing, right? You would think that his feelings would play a part in this. I think his feelings got the best of him. I think he had to say something to make himself feel better. I'm gonna say this right now. If I'm Miami, I'm trading Tyler Hero to a team for some draft picks. Okay. Now, I know what Portland wants back, but I'm not. If they don't want Tyler Hero, then I gotta trade Tyler Hero to somebody else that can give me some draft picks back, to give me some collateral to go after Damian Lillard. Now they're saying that this deal is going to happen. This is September. It got to happen soon, because if it happens before All-Star break, it doesn't. It's not going to resonate good for Miami, because what's going to happen is Miami going to be in the same situation as the Phoenix Suns is, and you're going to clear off your bench, and then you have to go out and get street clothes to fill in on your team, or get guys from your G League team to play up there level, and you're going to say, we're going to chalk this up to whatever. We're going to ride this out till we can ride it out no more, which means that they'll probably be out in the first round of the playoffs if they make the playoffs. They'll take this one to the chin. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that if they were to get Damian Lillard, and depending on the situation with Philly, you might see Embiid maybe saying, "Look, I want to go. I need to get out of here." And maybe Miami might be a place for him to go as well, especially if you got Damian Lillard and Butler down there. So now you're looking at just not this year, but I'm talking about next year, the following year. They're all a year older, but they can build around those three guys, right? And more likely they should be able to win a championship with those three guys on the team, because you got one guy that can shoot the ball at anywhere on the court. You got one guy that you can set up, which would be Lillard. Which would be Jimmy Buckets. He kind of creates this up, but he's more of a two shooter. And you have Embiid that can shoot the three a little bit, but he's a run blocker. He's a runner. He can run the floor. So there might be something brewing later on down the line for the Miami Heat. If you're a Miami Heat fan, you're gonna have to be patient with this. But the rumor right now is that Damian Lillard will end up being a Pelican only if Zion Williams can show the potential that he has to be a superstar basketball player. We know that he wants to go to New York, right? Because we know he wants to go to New York, they're not going to send him to New York, because New York, they're going to ask New York for everything underneath the sun, because that's where he wants to go. But the Pelicans and Portland sound like a better trade for both teams, because the funny thing about it is that who's a two guard? CJ McCollum. Damian Blossom with CJ. So do they come back together? They got rid of CJ because they felt like they wanted to build around Damian, and it didn't happen. And the thing about it is, guys, we got to realize that Portland's not a free agent spot for people to go to. Nobody runs to Portland. You know what I'm saying? So you have to draft well. We have to be diligent and free agent to bring guys there. But you don't see nobody say, I'm going to Portland to play. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for Portland to build a team around a superstar. Now, the kid they drafted, Henderson, he could be the next superstar. He's young. He's energetic. He wants to show the whole world that he should have been the #1 draft pick. So he has something to prove. Now, can he talk other guys to come to Portland? I don't know. I think Houston probably got a better chance of people being talked to come to Houston than they are to Portland. Because you have a coach that's been to the NBA Finals on his resume. I'm not taking nothing away from what's his name, the coach for Chauncey Billups. I'm taking nothing away from Chauncey Billups as a coach for Portland, but I think they dealt him a bad hand. And even if you get Zion there, we know that's not where he wants to be. But the Pelicans got to do what's best for them. That means they got to move. They got to move him, because if they don't move him and he becomes a free agent, you know where he's going. He's going straight to New York. He wants to bite the apple so bad. He wants the apple so bad. You know what I'm saying? So this Damian Lillard to the Pelicans seemed like a great deal for the Pelicans, and I think it's a good deal for Portland, because now you get Williams out of Portland, out of New Orleans, where only time he's gonna get some crab legs or some lobster tail or some alligator or some crocodile or some crawdaddies. He gotta go to Red Lobster, because that's what you know what I'm saying. He in Portland. Seafood sit there, and you ain't buying seafood there. Seafood sit there. So I think that, and I think it wakes him up a little bit to realize that he got to do better. He has to do better. It's almost 8 o'clock. We got like 8 minutes left. Okay, one more thing. Let's go to one more thing real quick before we get out of here. I did want to talk about Hardy, but we're not going to talk about Hardy. I did want to talk about Sean Payton. We can talk about him next week. So looking at the NFL real quick. Okay, guys, I'm just going to pull up the NFL.
Breaking news: Jerry Jones got
what?
With sex charges. He got to go to court.
Who you say?
Jerry Jones. Those sexual harassment charges he got. He tried to get him dismissed, but he got to go to trial.
And you know what? You know who? I'm not gonna say the person's name, but we got our sources when it comes to the Cowboys. And real quick, bringing them up. I was told that the head coach took over the calling duties because he felt that what's the name was going to be the next head coach for that team. That's why he said, I want to do. Why pay him when you can pay me to do head calls? I mean, to do play calls. I won Super Bowl with Brett Favre being the head coach and offensive coordinator. So let me do it now. Personally speaking, I don't believe that head coaches can be offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, because you can't hold two hats at the same time. I have not seen. If you guys know a coach that has done it on a consistent basis, been an offensive head coach and a defensive head coach, and been a head coach in one consecutive Super Bowls, or been consistently winning, or been at Super Bowls, come talk to me, because I don't know nobody.
And they really.
Well, but he has Bielemy, Bielemy there that holds. He does something offensively. You know, I'm not saying he's the offensive coordinator, but he does something. Okay, so
he ain't call plays.
Well, I don't know. We don't know if he don't call the plays or not. You know what I'm saying? because he got a clipboard. He doing something. He going something. You know what I'm saying? Like Sean McVay finally has an offensive coordinator, right? Because he didn't have an offensive coordinator. He had a quarterback coach, right? But now he has an offensive coordinator. You know, so but the thing about it is if the Cowboys if they don't do well, Dan Quinn will be the next head coach. I told Patrick Hodge this the other night. He's like, I said, trust me, take it to the bank. I said, even though I'm a Cowboy hater, I'm just telling you what was told to me. And a lot of stuff that was told to us, a lot of it was true. A lot of it was true, right? A lot of it was true. Because now there's going to be a money issue coming forward with Dak, CeeDee Lamb, and Micah Parsons. And you see what Bosa just got. So it's that he got these charges coming. He better be careful. Real quick, guys. Cal Williams, the quarterback for the USC Trojans. These are teams that probably could tank to get him. Arizona Cardinals, Atlanta Falcons, Minnesota Vikings. Not gonna say they're tanking, but I think they might not want to win. Washington Redskins, I think, is the number one team to tank in all the divisions.
Commanders.
Oh, I mean Washington Commanders. I'm sorry. In an article, the dad says, "I'm gonna do a Justin Herbert. If I think it's the Washington Commanders, I'm just staying another year. I don't want to be picked by them." Are you guys okay with that? Dana, are you okay with that?
The Redskins?
Yeah, I'm just saying, because I think the Redskins are the closest thing to, I mean, Washington's the closest thing to Washington and Arizona are the two teams that are closest to tanking to get an opportunity to get Williams as the next quarterback. So the dad said, yo, he's not, if anybody's tanking to get him, and don't think about it because he's not going to come out. Does he make Arizona a better team? I think so. Does he make Washington a better team? I think so. I think Washington has all the keys to be a better team. But does he make them better than anybody in the division? Does him going to Arizona make Arizona better than anybody in the division? You know what I'm saying? So
nah.
And there was an article about the Rams too, right? Because the Rams tried to get Trey Lance, and I don't know what they was trying to give up for him, because the only thing Dallas gave was a fourth round draft pick. But I think that San Francisco is eating his contract, but they gave him up a fourth round draft pick. I'm not for sure, but I know the Rams was interested. Man, he didn't go to the Rams, but I think the Rams are looking to move forward, even though they got the quarterback from Georgia there, Bennett, the quarterback that won the national championship. I don't think the Rams' offense is built around a pocket passing quarterback for real. But I could see the Rams maybe not putting 100% effort in this season, maybe to get that number one pick. And he would stay right there at home, because Los Angeles USC is right down the street from the stadium. But do you guys agree with his take? Because Justin Herbert did the same thing. Because I think the Jets had him picked. He said, "Oh no, I'm staying in college for another year," and he ended up going to the Chargers. Because all the teams that needed quarterbacks that next year had already got the quarterbacks. If you think about it, Jets had already got Sam Darnold, and then they brought somebody else in there, right? But the Chargers ended up getting Justin Herbert, because that's where He's from Cal out that way, so he kind of stayed at home. So a man saying the same thing about, his dad saying the same thing about that situation too. Mo, what's your thoughts on that real quick before we get out of here?
I think it really doesn't matter. And the reason I said I could be better the first year. Second year, yeah. But the first year, it doesn't really matter. I think he should do a deal up. I think he should go get his money, tell him he can play with him if he doesn't want the first team. Tell him first.
Okay.
But I think it's best for him. Get your money because you don't get any injury and then draft and not even.
Well, and the thing about it is now he probably has an NIL deal. Like who is Deion Sanders? We didn't get a chance to talk about him. But his son driving around a Rolls Royce. His NIL deal is like $4 million. So now in college you're gonna get your money regardless. So he could probably still wait. Dana, what's your thoughts, real quick?
$4 million is not 28.
No, it's not. But if you're looking at where your family is now, where your family is now compared to where they could be with the money that you're getting, that's a significant increase in income. When you got a dad maybe working at the post office who's making decent money, and a mom maybe a school teacher, together they may make $100,000 a year. But an NIL deal for like $3-4 million, that's the difference. Dana, what's your thoughts on Mr. Williams? What do you think he's gonna do?
Well, NIL.
Do you think he comes out after this year if the Commanders or the Cardinals have the number 1 draft pick?
Who, Caleb?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's coming out regardless.
You think he's coming out regardless of who has number 1 draft pick?
He's coming out regardless, yeah.
Okay.
He want to show what he can do. He really hope the Bucks. I read where he really wanted to go to.
I didn't even think about the Bucks. That might. Well, the Bucks they're gonna rebuild anyway because Mike Evans probably going to get traded before trade deadline. He's not happy at all. I'm not gonna read the article, but I think I posted in the chat room with you guys. So read the article what his father says about. It says offer big warning about NFL draft. So this is where it came from. But we're at 2 minutes. We're at 2 hours and 2 seconds, and I don't want you guys to miss a minute of the upset that's going to happen tonight. Patrick Mahomes is going to have a great game, but I think Detroit wins this thing 48-47. I think it's going to be a shootout.
Okay. So Travis Kelce, I guess.
And that's the key without Travis Kelce.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I picked Detroit to do good, but tonight ain't tonight. Tonight ain't that night.
Hey, Mo, even though the Yankees won a couple games in a row, can I take they gonna make the playoffs now?
Leave it alone.
Okay.
Let it ride.
Real quick, Mo.
So the Lions gonna make the playoffs?
No, the Yankees.
Oh yeah, they gonna make the playoffs. the MLB want them in there, so they gonna make the playoffs. They only 6 games out the wild card.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Mo, since you went on earlier, so this is what Dana told me to put up here. Dana put up here that the Miami Dolphins will go 10-0. They will have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. They're going to the Super Bowl. They're gonna play Seattle Seahawks. They're gonna beat them by 3. The score's gonna be 27. The score gonna be 30-27. The Miami Dolphins. I got all them stickers up on there, right?
So you're gonna pick up they lose with quiet.
So when they lose a game, the 10-0 comes down. I'm gonna leave Super Bowls up here, but everything else got to come down. And I think I'm gonna start making I'm gonna do this from this point on. Anything we put up there, I'm gonna say Dana's predictions, Mo's predictions. I'm gonna put them up on there. I'm gonna take a picture of them. I'm letting y'all know what y'all get for Christmas already. I'm gonna do a mixed towel and send it to y'all.
You go back to my Jaguars and win a whole series.
Well, see, I would do that, but I don't have that sticker no more, and this is a new season. So,
you don't want to give me the good credit.
So anyway, guys, hey, appreciate y'all guys coming on with me today. It's been a scorch up here. Actually, the other day, our soccer team played this third game under the lights. The people in the community are mad because the football team can't get underneath the lights on Friday night or Saturday. That's because our community of young people don't know how to act. I'm putting it out there. I don't even care who hears me about this one. If you guys want the Harrisburg High football team to play a Friday night game or Saturday night game, stop doing the nonsense that you're doing when the sun go down, that's taking people's lives away, and then people will come out and support the football team. But until then, it's going to be Saturdays at 1 o'clock every Saturday, and maybe, just maybe, we get a game on a Saturday that says it starts at 5, and they get to have the lights on, and it'll be done by 7. Just maybe. But get your community together, ladies and gentlemen, and then you'll get this. It will happen. Don't think that Harrisburg, Pennsylvania is the only city that plays games on Saturdays because of the crime in the city. We're not the only ones. You know what I'm saying? We're not the only ones. There's a lot of places that do it too, because they're fearful of people's lives. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. So I got the Lions in the upset. Dana and Mo got Kansas City winning. So we're gonna see what happens tonight. Game comes on in about 20. You picked the Lions, Mo?
I thought so. I don't remember, to be honest.
No, you picked Kansas City.
Okay.
We're gonna see how good this team is without Kelsey. Now I'm gonna say this: I got Patrick Mahomes on my fantasy football, but I got what's his name? Poncho, the running back. I got Moore. Pacheco. Is it Pacheco? I thought it was Poncho. Yeah, Pacheco. I got Pacheco and I got Sky Moore on my fantasy team. I was trying to grab all the wide receivers for Kansas City because I knew it was gonna make a difference. One of my friends tried to trade me Travis Kelce the other day. I said, "Yo, I got to speak to sports guys before I make that move." You know what I'm saying? I don't make I make moves with my heart, not with my head, and that's what a lot of people want to do it with they play fantasy football with their head, not their heart. I use my heart more than my head because my heart is what really feels the feel. You know what I'm saying? The head be like, "Yo, go ahead and get him, get him." Say that again.
When's the last time you won a championship?
Last year.
Okay. When I stopped going with my those Steelers, I got 2 Browns and a Cowboy. I'm tested with my team. I'm probably gonna win.
All right, guys. We're gonna get out of here so you guys I can get ready to get your snacks and whatever to watch this Thursday night football game. This is the beginning of NFL football season. Again, I want to wish my nephew Lael Frederick a happy 15th birthday, 1 year away from getting a license. And I want to send out my condolences to the Roberts family. My cousin Eugene Roberts passed away over the weekend. He was a big football, basketball coach down in that Frederick, Maryland. I mean, is it Frederick, Virginia? Is it something like that? I can't remember which one it was. But he lives in the Virginia area.
Fredericksburg.
Yeah, Fredericksburg, Virginia, or whatever it was. Just let the family know that we're praying for you, and we just want to, give you our condolences, and just keep praying for you. Dana, hope your father gets better. The COVID situation gets better for him. So I think next week we are on. Let me see here. Let me look at my trusty calendar. I have a game on the 11th and the second game on the 14th. So we'll probably be on next Friday at 6. So we'll be doing 6 to 8 Friday. So God, just give you guys a heads up on that. All right, guys. Hey, I appreciate y'all hopping in on me, Mo. Finding time to holler at us and everything. So we're gonna get on that.
This is how you do it. Just go up late, bro. Just go up late, bro.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the In the Zone Sports Talk Show Network, LLC, where you can find the best in sports talk television and radio shows. Mondays, check out the Just Us Sports Talk Show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your hosts, Kevin L. Dixon and Dana Clark. Then Tuesday, we have the Stars Talking Cowboys Sports Show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern with your hosts, Sean Fox, K Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki. And on Wednesday, tune in for the Out the Block Sports Talk Show from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with hosts Robert Lewis, Donna Hainsworth, and Brett Shields. Then meet up with us on Saturday for the Enhanced Sports Talk Show from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern with hosts Lou Tenor and Steve Davidson. We also had the DMV Sports Talk Show from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern with your host Razul McGee. As well, we have the Shamrock Sports Talk Show from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern with Igor Mitic and Andy Vernon. Finally, rounding out the week, we have on Sunday, That's Not How We See It Sports Talk Show from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern with your hosts, Alfred Wallace, Tony Wallace, and Harold Robinson III. These shows come to you by way of the In the Zone Sports Talk Show Network, LLC. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K. Dix from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray E. Baskerville from Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big-time players make big-time plays and big-time games. Stay ready to be ready. You have been listening to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on star107fm.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show.